Hi, welcome to Card Flip TCG. This is a deck. This is a deck of Union Arena. Now, let's talk about this. This is the Zoldyck deck. Now, the problem with the Zoldyck deck that many people say is that it's not consistent. I fixed that. So let's get into that. So let's talk about the first cards. We have Gitarakas. Play 4 of them. This is our 0-drop for Elimis. Now, we only have one raid, and it's Elimi. This is Zinbro. Now, he's a bro. He's also like 55. Wait, no. That's a little old for 55. He's like 80, right? And what he does is switch to wrestling once per turn. This character gains purple energy generation until the end of the turn. At the end of the main phase, sideline this character. 0-drop. Now, this is what really does fix the consistencies. We got 2 fixes. So basically, draw a card, sideline one. His activated trigger. By the way, this is the only Phantom Troop. A lot of times people will play about 2 or 3 more just because it makes the deck consistent. But this guy is when played, draw a card, then place one card from your hand into your sideline. Activate, choose up to 1 character on your field, switch it to active, and it gains 3k till the end. That's the trigger ability. So actually, before we count 0-drops, let's actually get the last 0-drop in here. Mike. It's just your null impact. Now, with the 0-drops, we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We play a little less than what you would consider a consistent deck. Anyways, let's go ahead and pull this up so you guys can actually see it. These are Kikyo. Now, Kikyo is interesting. She's the only card that you want to be in your sideline at all times. To be honest, this is really a turn 2 move card, or like your trigger for your color trigger is what you really pulled this card out for. But when it says when sidelined, you get the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Zoldyck family affinity card among them, and add it to your hand. Place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. It's basically your main searcher, and the reason why I took out Pokénokas, because having 4 of these, which I was playing 4, is plenty enough. Just enough. Plus whatever draw power you do get, and things. Now, we only play, these are our 1-drops. These are the only 1-drops, and by the way, Wise and Bro is so useful, because this is our only 1-drop, and then we go to Kaluto. I think I'm saying that, yeah, Kaluto. We only play 3. Now, I dropped 1 for another card that we will show you later, like pretty soon actually, but it's basically when it's untapped, it's 2 energy instead of 1. So this curves, Zinbro curves, and on turn 2, if I really try, I could get a Killua out. This is what we're going to talk about next. We only play 3 Killuas. And if you don't know what Killua does, we'll go and talk about this, and why I only play 3 is what he does is, if a character on your opponent's field has been sidelined this turn, this character gains 1,000 until the end of the turn, when attacking. Activate main once per turn. You can choose only... You can only activate this ability if a character on your opponent's field has been sidelined in this turn, move this character from the other line, trigger, draw a card. So, the only reason I play 3 is because this is really not as useful unless it's on your bottom line, but we also have a lot of double energies popping up in the 3s, including Elimi, we have Agato, and then just by the time this is out on the field, you kind of just want him on the front lines and not on your energy lines. So he's just another beater, and I have great beaters in this deck. I would play 4, but that's the only reason not. Elimis, basically when played, draw a card, and then his color effect is play 1 purple card with 2 or less required energy and 1 AP cost from your sideline set active on the front line. Jeez, sorry. So basically, yeah, this is really just where you pull if you need energy, her or her. None of these backlines, besides Skidaraki, you really want. He's also a 2 energy, so mainly I would play Zinbro, Kaluto, and then Illumi if I can, because that's Next turn, that's 3 energy, so I just play Killua. Or an even more useful card for pure energy resource is Gato, or whatever. So basically, with this card, he has no trigger, which sucks because, you know, this deck doesn't actually have a lot of triggers, which does make it a little bad. But talking about this is, if there is a blue or green card on your opponent's field, reduce this card's required energy by 1 purple while in your hand. So it becomes a 2-chop if there's a blue, if you're playing against green or blue, but it's also just a really good energy retrieval. Plus it's also a 3k, so if you're really needing to, 3k right there. Next is something that I don't see why you wouldn't play 4 of. It's Underworld Residence. Excuse me. Basically, it chooses up to 2 AP and switches its turn. AP cards. And the final is, like every other final, if you have 0 life, place the top card of your deck into your life. I don't think I need to explain why I played 4 of these. It's just really good, especially since you play Silva. If you're trying to do a Silva Illumi play for the next turn, it's really just super useful. Next we'll play is Xenal. Now, Xenal is very interesting. Or I guess Xenal, whatever, tomato. He's interesting because his ability, but also what he, just in general, let me tell you his ability real quick, is activate main, win on the front line, switch to rest, and choose up to 1 character with 4,000 or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. Place this card into your removal area. So, basically, it's just another pop. It's just another sideline card, which is very useful because Illumi, what he does is target a character on your opponent's side. It draws, if it dies, it draws 2 cards. So you just draw power, but also this guy, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But it also is a 35 beater, which a lot of people that I've noticed really does forget that this is a really good mid-game card, which you're probably going to be able to pull out on turn 3 if you're going first or second. And it's very useful because not only is it turn 3, you have a 35k beater on your front line, or even on your back line to switch to your front line. But it's also its trigger, which I forgot to say, is just choose up to 1 character on your field, switch it to active, it gains 3k until not as game breaking as it sounds, and it really isn't, but you know, it really saves your ass sometimes. So, you know, that's something. Next we're going to talk about is the 3 Silvas. Now, I only play 3 because playing 4 is a little extreme, especially since you're really wanting to trigger these 2 cards off of Illumi more than Silva. But what Silva does, he also does not have a trigger, sadly, is when played, choose up to 1 character on your opponent's field. It gains, if the chosen character is sideline, add 1 Zoldyck affinity card other than Silva from your sideline into your hand until the end of the turn. So it gains that until the end of the turn. So basically, I only play 3 because I really only want to play this card when I'm losing Illumis. Like, if I've seen all 4 Illumis, I just play this card, Dragon Head, and just, which we'll talk about this. Excuse me, jeez. And it really does help often. It's actually one of the most effective cards in my deck. Then we get the big name of Dragon Head. And I'm not going to say the full thing because it's a long name and I don't want to mess it up. Now, what this exactly does is choose up to 1 character with 3,000 or less on your opponent's front line and sideline it if you have 3 or more Zoldyck family affinity cards on your field, 5k instead. Special, choose 1 character on your opponent's field, sideline it. So, you know, it's your kill card. You play 4 because you play 7 cards that basically lets you do something with your grave when something is sidelined. Actually, sorry, Killua, so 10. So about 1/5 of your deck really does like to be in your sideline. Excluding, you know, Kikyo. Next, we're going to do Silva. Now, Silva is our only 2-action card. The only reason I play this 2-action is because, well, To read the card is crazy, because what it does is impact. It has impact instantly, no questions asked. And activate main, choose 2 characters from your hand into your sideline. Sorry, place 2 cards from your hand into your sideline. This character gains Snipe. So it's Karapka, basically. And it's just a 2 action instead of 1, and it's a 4K beater. The trigger is add this card to your hand, and it really just gets rid of pesky cards, and it's really useful. For instance, Gojo, it does really good against, well, I wouldn't say that. Sukuna, it actually does really good against, which really should be looked at a lot more. Anyways, we have our main card of the deck, Illumi, our raid card. And what he does is double damage. Already a good start, impact and double damage, really good. Just saying. And then what he does is, when played, choose 1 character on your opponent's, one of your opponent's characters. You gain. Draw 2 cards if the chosen character is sidelined until the end of the turn. And then the trigger is raid. Add this character to your hand, or if you have the required energy, perform raid. Alrighty, so we already shuffled, and I already switched the camera angles real quick, just so I know I saw the card at the bottom. So let's do a practice hand. We're only going to do 3 turns of this. We'll say we're going, the best hand we could do for this is second. So we're going to do second, and we're going to show you what we need to do. For starters, this is a great hand for your starting hand. You do not really, I don't really see any Illumis, which is not good, but I do see a Silva, which is. So for starters, turn 2, going second, we're going to do Zinbro, Gitaraka, which by the way, we'll still draw, so actually, yeah. That's the turn, and then turn 2, the only change is we activate Zinbro, play Illumi, draw a card, producing 5 energy already, by the way, playing that Illumi, playing a Zinel in the front lines, pass, 3 energy. So this is where turn 3 gets really useful. This is how the setup really is, you know. 3, you have 3 energy producing, and it's only 3 because I messed up already, but y'all guys don't know that. Anyways, so for starters, we're going to start off with the Killua on the back line, because Killua is a little bit more useful in this situation in the back line, unlike what I was saying earlier. Then we're going to do an Underworld early, so we have 3 energies producing at the same time, and we're going to do a Silva front lines. And then turn 3, especially with a deck like this, I really do want to go in the defensive, so we'll put Finks in the front, and then just draw a card, and then sack a card. So turn 3, this is our turn 3 move. Turn 4, all of these get untapped. We have a null impact, which they're definitely going to, just so you know, this card is useful, very useful, and if they attack it, it is not as big as a deal as people would like to say. But this blocks. If we have to, we'll take 2 life. Either way, thank you guys for watching. This is only my second video of the channel. If y'all guys enjoyed it and you watched the end, as y'all guys obviously did, if you're hearing this, maybe like the video and, you know, subscribe. It's free not to. It's free to and not to. Just do what you want, man. I don't care. But, you know, if you like the video, just like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.